Before we go, can I say, fuck you guys, and I love you guys.
Love you too, Yellow.
Subscribe to Simply Bitcoin.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome in. You made it to another episode of the Meme Factory podcast. This evening, we're joined by another letter, Q, from Bitcoin Magazine. How you doing tonight, Q?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for having me, guys.
It is a magical evening, isn't it? Q, if you could take a moment of your time and give us the elevator speech about who you are and what you do in the Bitcoin space.
I'm a guy that someone trusted enough to put a microphone and a camera in front of my face, and then I said enough crazy things that too many people started to pay attention to. No, in all seriousness, I'm the host of Bitcoin Magazine Live. I'm a genuinely craziest story. I'm a talent agent turned Bitcoiner. Yeah, that's my spiel.
Talent agent.
What did you say? You're a what term Bitcoiner?
Talent agent, like
Talent agent.
Ari Gold, but not as much of a douchebag.
Far less successful.
Far less successful, way less handsome, way less money, and way less pedigree, but nicer, much nicer.
Don King. We got Don King up in here, man.
All right, so Q, I'm really happy you came on the show tonight. I enjoy your show. Hopefully you enjoy ours. I know you've seen at least one or two, so, I mean, you know what's coming next. You're going to have to check your DMs. The sponsor for tonight writes an ad copy. They make us have the guest read it. So whenever you can, hop into your DMs, pull up the ad copy, and then we can just start it whenever you're ready. You just go ahead and read it.
Okay. Good evening, plebs. My name is Q, like the letter. And this episode of the Meme Factory podcast is brought to you by a nonprofit group that is near and dear to my heart, Adults in Detrimental Shelter Situations, or AIDS, has been instrumental in helping me get over the struggles I face on a daily basis as a 46-year-old heathen.
As a what?
As a heathen.
Okay.
No, my pronouns, he, they.
Yeah.
You must acknowledge I go by he, they.
Got it.
Living with his birthing people, also known as my parents. I've done a lot of work with AIDS in getting my personal situation under control. For a while, I didn't think I would make it, but now that I live my life with AIDS, my condition is manageable. Managing my condition with AIDS gave me back the power of my own life. I'd like you to say these affirmations with me. I don't need to ask anyone if it's okay if I go out. I am not the IT department. Keeping my door closed is not a crime. Jesus, this is like really hitting home, guys. If you're feeling like you need help with your living situation, then maybe AIDS is right for you. Give them a call today at 800-867-5309 and mention the Meme Factory podcast to get your complimentary box of toothpicks today.
I think we scrapped this part, Becca.
Hear anything?
It was a good attempt. Another
I'm sorry. I tried to say
us.
that with a straight face, but you guys made me laugh too much with just that ad copy.
You know what? I think you did a wonderful job with the ad copy, and I'm really glad you're managing your condition with AIDS. I think it's commendable.
I appreciate that. The support is very necessary. Like it's hard enough to go through the situation that I'm in now, but when I have support from people like you, it means the world to me. So thank you, Greg.
Why you?
What do you mean, people like me?
You know, people of pedigree, importance, and stature in the Bitcoin community.
Yeah, stroke.
What do you mean,
right.
you people?
All right, so now that that's out of the way, I just want to say welcome to the Meme Factory podcast, Crystal Meth Zendaya. You're looking mighty fine tonight. And I read online that you're a very private person. You don't like to answer questions that make you feel uncomfortable. And this is a two-parter. One, is that true? And two, when was your first orgasm?
I'm assuming these questions are directed at me.
Oh yeah, you're the guest. You get the questions.
So, no, that is not true. There are a couple of different movies based on my life and TV shows. As I mentioned, I used to work in Hollywood, and the way I actually made a career for myself was by selling my own life rights. So, The Night of, loosely based on an encounter I had in college, as well as The Prince of Persia, based on my namesake
And your abilities.
and my abilities, of course. And then, of course, it would be silly to not mention. Oh my God, what was the last one that I got kicked off of set? The one where Riz Ahmed is playing a drummer, because I used to also be a drummer at one point. So as you can see, there are so many of my life stories out there in the ethos. And my first orgasm, I think I was 9 when your mom came over.
Yeah.
Ooh,
She's she's in the chat this evening. Mom.
he is in the chat,
She's
you.
You enjoyed
literally
that.
in the chat. Her name's Kate. Q, say hi.
Hi, Kate.
You remember?
Not the first time you said hi to her. Apparently.
Absolutely wrecked.
Absolutely right. Now,
Kate, love you.
so you had an incredible story. It sounds like. So, talk to me about what is your advice for like young podcasters who are trying to hide their Middle Easternness?
I would say whitewash yourself. Make
Yeah.
sure you set your camera settings to be like extra plain. Like me next to Greg and Becca, I feel like honestly, I just look like I got a little too much sun last
Yeah.
weekend.
Easy.
Like I don't look brown.
No.
You saw me in person, like you're gonna call TSA in the middle of the streets just to ask them to give me a quick sweep through.
I would let you play with my kids. You know.
You don't know me well enough.
All right. So
Would you follow him in a department store?
would I follow him?
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like he's good style. I mean, I'd be picking up just whatever he's looking at.
All right.
I can't choose for shit. So we're gonna get into a little bit of TA.
Just
later.
a quick side note here. Kate says hi, Q, in the chat.
I'm back in the chat.
Oh,
I'm already
okay. All right.
Kate,
Oh,
He said hi back.
kindling.
oh, yeah, I see that. All right, great. I'm all right, continue, Greg.
I totally forgot. Q, you need to put in a sandwich order before we
Oh,
get
I
too much
do.
further. Yeah,
Well, where are we ordering from?
you're ordering from Becca.
From me. So I got
Oh.
steak sandwiches on special tonight. Yeah, but whatever you want, my kitchen's fully stocked.
Why would I not have the special steak sandwich?
Excellent. I'll get right on it.
There we go.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Now, I don't. It sounds like you've never worked in a restaurant before, but whatever goes on special at a restaurant is the stuff that's about to go bad. So I'm glad you picked the steak special sandwich. We need to get rid of some of that stuff. So
Yeah.
Hopefully,
it's
Yeah,
30.
I mean, true story. I worked at Subway all of high school. So,
well, like
no
I
one
said,
can
you've
make
never
it.
worked at a restaurant.
Subway
I
is
was a
like-
sandwich artist, damn it.
All right, that's another thing.
He's a sandwich artist and barista.
Yes.
All right, so you and Yellow have said that you're going to give us a little TA tonight, but before we get into anything like that, I want to get your opinion: Dylan LeClaire or Will Clemente?
Ooh. I gotta, teammates gotta stay on the same team. Well, Clement, obviously.
What? What?
All right,
Dylan's my guy. Dylan is my guy.
he's a Bitcoiner.
Exactly.
Now, speaking of Bitcoiners that do TA, Yellow, what do you need from me to get started with Q on this TA lesson?
Yellow's on mute.
I know he is. I'm waiting.
I really can.
Fair enough. All right, so we tried. Now,
Yeah.
the
Yellow's
Ethereum.
seeing 3 right now. Someone give Yellow a Red Bull.
All right, so Q, I would have been. You and P made a bet recently. I don't know if it was a bet with each other. If P just said he would eat the shoe leather if the Ethereum merge happened on time, and I thought he was gonna be perfectly fine on that. And in fact, the merge went through. What's going on with him eating shoe leather, and how do we make sure that this happens?
So, in case you were not following along, the merge happened, and literally within minutes of the merge happening, all of a sudden P set like an out of office in the company Slack channel and was like, "Don't call me anymore. Nobody hit me up." And we were all like, dude, you got to show up. Like, today's kind of like the day you got to show up, man.
Right.
Radio silence. And the first day we were like, all right, this is fine. Like, it's P. By Friday afternoon, when he wasn't responding to anything we were sending, like, Chris and I legitimately were like, is this man okay? Like, I don't care. I sent him like this text, like, dude, I'm sorry. I promise I'll be nicer to you. Like, you don't have to eat shoe leather. I even offered that, and no responses. I did call upon the fans of Bitcoin Magazine Live to, if you see P on the streets, to go ahead and just citizens arrest him, force him to just text us back to let us know he's okay.
Right.
And then I finally somehow like tracked down his mom's phone number through like a back channel, who then gave me like a weird pigeon carrier service to get in touch with P. And it turns out he was just like up in the mountains somewhere.
And
Yellow, are you
Yellow's
awake?
back.
I don't know what he said.
Yellow feels like he's at the end of the night where like you're so drunk, but you can't fall asleep. So you're just like gargling words out right now.
Pigeons.
Don't stop.
Leaving. To the bed.
I'm surprised you know the words, Yellow. All right, so he got lost. You called out to the community. Do we know what happened to him or why he disappeared? Is it because he didn't want to eat the shoe leather?
He claims he was off doing studying. I think what he was really trying to do is detox his stomach because he has put so many shitty chemicals in it. I heard a rumor offhand one time that he's reached a point because he's eaten so many ridiculous things. Like, he literally ate dog food on the show one time, and then ended up in the hospital for like 48 hours after that. No one saw that part of it. But during that stretch, he was told like, yo, you can't just put anything you want in your body anymore. You're 180 years old. So you kind of got to take care of yourself. So he claims he went on a retreat to detox and cleanse his body so that he could fulfill the debt.
Okay. Now, I mean, if you didn't have P as a counterpoint on your show, do you think people would notice that you're not a very good podcast host?
Yes.
Yeah?
I think the only reason I've been able to succeed as far as I have is off of the backs of other people.
How are we supposed to keep getting people to agree to come on this show, Greg, if you're just going to insult them?
I'm not insulted by any of this.
I mean, I'm just asking.
Wait, am I supposed to?
I'm
Wait, are
asking
you
the
serious?
questions.
Right? Wait, are you being serious?
I don't think Q knows Pedro's humor well enough yet.
Yellow.
It can be dry. Yellow, we can see stuff.
I gotta turn Yellow. Yellow's gonna dox himself accidentally.
No, he's not.
Just show us RD, Yellow. Just show us RD.
Yeah, go knock on the door.
I don't think there's a door, Becca.
All right, so on the pod today, you guys caught my interest. You were talking about Texas and how the mining grid last year, we were all laughing at it. And then this year, same weather issues, but they didn't have any electricity problems. What happened? What was the difference? How did they do that?
Bitcoin solves every problem in the world, obviously.
Obviously.
How Q?
They essentially finally decided to grow a pair and expand the energy throughput of their entire grid. And instead of just letting the energy go off into nowhere, actually incentivize Bitcoin miners to come to their state, use all this excess energy so that in these moments, let's just shut the power down on the Bitcoin miners so that everyone else can have AC and we have no problems. And Ted Cruz doesn't need to go jump over to Hawaii or Cancun or whatever tropical paradise his wife wants him to go to because it's too hot or too cold in the house.
Yo,
Whoa.
Whoa.
I heard somebody insulting my boy.
If anybody's gonna insult my boy, it's gonna be me.
That's right. That's right.
There's so much going on right now.
Yeah,
He shows up out
Yellow.
of nowhere.
Something's happening with Yellow too.
Yeah, are we going
and,
on a tour with Yellow here? What is
and
This
Yellow's
is like
in
the Steve-
Greece
it's like
right
the
now.
Steve Barber episode where he gave us the tour of downstream.
Data
You know
shop.
what? Kate this morning was asking for another tour. Here you go.
Really?
RD.
We're-
Put us on speakerphone, Yellow. RD. Did you just?
RD. Yeah.
I got
I feel like
sandwiches.
we're witnessing like a kidnapping or something.
Yeah,
No, no.
there's probably some sort of crime involved going
Yeah,
on.
it's not a
right
kid.
now
If it's Yellow,
that
it's
we're
gonna be-
live streaming.
It's gonna be a rape or something.
He opened up wearing his slippers.
A gentle rape. Sexual assaults aren't funny, people.
P, welcome to the show.
Okay, say
Thank
hi.
you.
Welcome. Is this your first time on the Meme Factory?
Hi.
I'm deeply insulted that you have to ask that.
Damn.
I don't know why I felt like that was necessary. Well,
What'd you do?
my work here is done.
Yeah, that checks out.
Q. It seems like Q is the one shouldering all the load on the Bitcoin Magazine podcast.
You can take a big load.
These
It's
are facts
100%
that Greg speaks.
At least that's what Peace told me, so I don't know.
Hey, can I ask you? I gotta ask you a question, and I haven't asked this question in a long time. But I think Q. Are you single?
I'm not.
Every time.
Is that the question?
Ask it anyway. Ask it anyway.
Ask the question.
Okay. Now that you're so far deep in the Bitcoin rabbit hole, which we'll talk about that later on, what do you talk about on a first date when you take a girl out?
Choose any of the following:
Okay.
the impending collapse of the U.S. dollar, the incessant need for war in this country, whether it's our own citizens fighting it or another country fighting on our behalf,
Or
or
fighting against each other.
my personal favorite, of course, is what kind of shoes they're wearing.
Oh, she got some red bottoms on. She got some stilettos.
I don't know. I'm not actually looking. You just asked. The girls like the question.
Becca, what kind of shoes are you wearing?
I'm wearing cheetah print slippers. Danger zone.
Nah, I'm expecting.
Confirmed. Girls like to be asked what type of shoes they're wearing.
Always. We work so hard on our shoe collection. So when someone takes notice, it hits.
Is that? Ew. Is that like a fake hat you're wearing, P?
No.
Why does Yellow sound like he's crying?
Where's your palette and paintbrush? Ah.
Whoa, it changed, man. It was fake.
I'm
Yeah,
still
damn
waiting
it.
for Yellow to change his mind about doing some TA tonight. But all right. So I want to go back to Q now. Nick Carter
Yes.
has been described as a triple threat, right, in the industry. he can speak eloquently about finance. He can write about Bitcoin and global macro and make himself look like a clown in a single tweet. Are you mad that he's branching out into your domain?
A little bit. Like, I kind of thought I had this niche on lock,
What are we?
and then he just had to be a bit of a dumbass. I own the stupid clown comments. That's how I make my name and reputation.
I know.
I thought P was here to help Q out when Greg was offending him.
There was nothing offensive there.
Yeah, there's no. It's just.
He
Nah,
speaks
well-
like Pedro. He speaks no lies. True story. The first time, not the first, but like the first time I was just on Bitcoin Magazine Live, not doing bullshit technical analysis on stocks, Alex McShane and I had a way too long conversation about whether or not critical race theory should be taught in schools. And I took a very unconventional stance on it, to the point where certain people at Bitcoin Magazine had to message me afterwards and say, "Hey, you're great on camera. Please never have that conversation again on camera."
All right. Well,
Wait.
I'm
Wait,
so
wait, wait.
tempted.
I go out of my way.
We're not on
to
Bitcoin
try-
Magazine's camera, so we can talk about that right now.
Whatever you want. Look, I'll
Well,
pretend to be Alex
look,
McShane.
Becca's
No,
smoking
actually,
weed.
Frankie.
I feel free for the first time ever on camera. Like I'm getting messages every day from P like, "Stop smoking before the show. Please don't smoke on camera."
Smoke during-
You
please don't
can't
smoke
do
during
that.
the show.
We all know that you show up high to every episode, so it's okay.
Thank you.
Best way.
Thank you.
Now, look. All joking aside, Q's a fucking mensch. He has an amazing ability to like feign interest when we're talking to people, and I can't do that at all. Like you'll notice, like I just sort of like drift off, and I start, like my eye line gets like farther and farther away from the camera, and Q is just like slides in and just keeps the conversation going.
I have that rare skill.
Best I can say.
The ability to
You
just
guys-
talk to a wall about nothing for hours.
There's a clip that's going around Twitter of Greg Foss and you two, and Greg Foss is going on a godlike rant, and you guys are just cracking up laughing the whole time. What were you guys thinking during that?
You remember Q?
I do remember. I think if I'm remembering the exact lead up to the clip, I teed him up because I actually specifically got into like a debate with one of my non-coiner friends, and I was like, just watch today's show. I'm gonna literally break apart this entire argument that you are having with me with this guy on the show today. And I literally asked Foss to speak directly to my buddy watching, and I was just cracking up because I was at least getting a lot of text messages from him being like, "What the actual fuck, bro?" So I was loving it. And there's Yellow's butt.
Is that a butt or is that a boob?
I think it's a left butt cheek.
I think it's a left. I think we were looking at titty.
Is it Bob's or Virginie?
Yellow. The people want to know. What are we looking at here?
I think that's just a pillow, guys.
What?
No, it's a nipple.
Totally.
What?
There's definitely something sexual about this, Pedro. There has to be.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. That was not sexual at all.
All right,
We don't
I just
know
had
what
an urge.
RD's
It was
doing.
like, I should show my nipple. And then I had to be like, is that a good idea? And then it was like, no, probably not.
Who's been your favorite interview on the show so far?
Dr. Jeff Ross.
I'll give you. I will
Best
actually
dating.
answer this question seriously, and I will give you a comedic answer for the worst interview of all time.
Perfect.
Full stop. Actually, there are
Nice.
two for the bottom. Best by far, Peter Diamandis. If you don't know him, he's like a NASA trained scientist / doctor who accidentally helped found what's Richard Branson's space company?
Virgin Galactic.
Virgin Galactic. Like he started the X Prize Foundation. The first winner of that,
Oh,
Richard
wow.
Branson, bought their idea to create Virgin Galactic.
Like all great innovators do.
Exactly. He was also in the same. He was in the same fraternity as Michael Saylor. He was a senior when Saylor was a freshman. But just like Peter Diamandis, very scientific mind. Loved that conversation with him. That was a while ago. The two worst interviews I've ever had. I'm realizing I probably shouldn't say one of them, but
Just rhyme the name. Nobody will get it.
Nobody's watching this, by the way.
Bandeld.
Okay. Bandel.
A monkey
Well,
held.
I mean, I'll send him the tape, honestly. But like when you come live on a show and then you're like, "Hey, how long is this gonna last?" Because like I have a real job. 10 minutes into an interview, I gotta just think you're a dick at that point, and I don't ever need to deal with you. And then of course, taking last place is P, who we scheduled for 30 minutes every day before the conference to help hype up the Bitcoin conference, only to have him show up one time uninterested, and then last second cancel every single day after that.
Nice.
These are lies. They're slander. And the fact that they're absolutely true has no bearing on my feelings about the statements you just made.
No, I mean, you know how political discourse goes in the world today. You can just say whatever the hell you want, and that's the truth now. Alternate
Yeah,
facts.
sorry, I just got to adjust my light really quick.
Oh God! Did you cut that out of your shirt?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't either. Shut up,
No.
Pedro. Just let it happen.
I feel like you guys just saw something you weren't supposed to see.
Now, are you milking tonight? Are you getting some milk out for the baby for later? Are you saving it, or is it just is it a pleasure thing that's going on here?
Look,
I'm
when you're as deep
We're
as
all looking.
Yeah.
There we go.
oh man, I fucking nailed it. I just
You
want to
did.
say I'm
You
so
did.
proud of myself.
You
I just
did.
reached up, grabbed some scissors, and without breaking eye contact with the camera, almost cut both my nipples off, but I didn't.
So either way, it would have been good. Either
This
way.
is the risks. This is the risks P and Q take
P,
on camera for
P,
you.
if you would have lost
He's
a
over here,
nipple
like, do it,
during this
talking
live
to you.
stream,
Cut
that
your
would
nips
have
off.
been the best live stream.
Honestly,
ever.
I would have been so mad that he did it on your show and not ours at that point.
Oh man,
While you're giving him shit for not showing up.
we may have gained a dozen.
Like he only ever saves his best material for everyone else's show except for ours.
Oh my God, you're crying so hard. Do you need some tissues?
Yes.
Jeez.
Thank you. Do you have some?
No, you're gonna have to go find some.
Yeah,
I
but
think
to answer your
maybe you
question-
get some with the sandwich. I don't know, Becca. Does he get tissues with the sandwich?
Yeah. A whole pack. I sent the sandwiches off with my pigeon carrier, so please await their arrival.
Wait,
Marty's
did you use
out.
the same ones though that I was using to talk to P this weekend?
Marty's out should be arriving shortly.
I am your secret pigeon handler.
All right, I'm just never
Not
gonna
so
get that
secret.
sandwich.
Yeah, I have some complaints. I have some notes for you about your pigeons. My understanding is that pigeons are supposed to like take a note and then take it from one destination to the other. I wasn't expecting them to perform like mid-air fellatio on each other, and it slowed down the whole process. And so, if you could like breed that out of them, that'd be great.
P, this is a Bitcoin show.
No. There's a point to be made about this. The mid-air fellatio actually increases the range with which the pigeons can be flown.
Country road
It's like a turbo boost.
It's like mid-air
Like
refueling.
DOS on a car.
to the place
Okay.
I
We're going
belong, West Virginia. God, mama, take me home.
Song by our generation.
I think we might need to mute Yellow.
I think Greg just did that.
No, he did that all by himself.
I'm still conscious.
Congratulations. All right, so Q, you've got an unhealthy obsession with the company Block.
I do.
Why should anybody care?
You shouldn't. In fact, you should just ignore Block completely. Let the stock go down to single digits. Don't worry your mind with anything Jack Dorsey has to do or say. Just let the stock go to zero. Let the rating agencies be right.
So what happened to
It'll
them
be-
with rating agencies recently?
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Oh,
And
they
And for anybody who doesn't know, Block is the renamed company Square. If you're familiar with like Cash App, this is Jack Dorsey's company.
yeah. The
So-
abridged
so
version
you like
is
Jack from the Block.
I fucking
Yes.
hate you.
I feel like I have to step in here. You asked my co-host to come on the show,
You're sitting. You're not stepping anywhere.
regardless, and
I can fight my own fights.
It's irregardless. I think we all know that.
Irregardless.
Irregardless.
Show my nipples again.
There we go. That's a nipple. There's the second
Again.
one. There we go. They've got a nice, they've got a silvery quality at the tip there. Kind of just, the light beads off it. It's
Be
amazing.
cover worthy material here.
Ooh. Let's talk more about Block though. Why are the credit agencies downgrading them? What does that mean?
So the short version of the story is they're really upset and don't really understand why Block has become so Bitcoin focused. I'm paraphrasing, but they essentially said by changing their business model to become so hyper focused on Bitcoin, they've lost their way. They're no longer paying attention to their core business. And I read this and I laugh because, and I'm saying this fully seriously, like this is exactly the moment that I have been waiting for. Someone who's traded and invested in Block, invested his too generous, but traded and block. We've essentially seen the people who don't understand the Bitcoin ecosystem chime in and say, well, because I don't understand it, it's worthless. And that's like, yes, the bottom is not in. This is not financial advice, but it's close. Pretty damn close.
So what is Block attempting to do that the rating agencies aren't saying? For real? You're actually raising your hand for the first time tonight? Yes, Yellow. What's going on?
I have a question for Q.
Okay.
Please.
So if you had to choose, what would you like? Swarma or Euros?
Oh, Euro. It's not even a hesitation, bro.
Okay, thanks.
Make sure you get extra tzatziki, though. It'll make you feel better.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that these rating agencies, they're stuck in the past, like people who didn't know what the internet was?
Exactly. Like these are the same people who rated subprime mortgage bonds and said like, yeah, no, this is AAA. Like we're good. Like it's comical that at this day and age, after we've seen the mistakes they've made and how detrimental the mistakes of the rating agencies can be, that we take it anything more than just the noise that it really is. There's no signal that comes from the rating agencies. There are people who take their cues from them, and that's fine. But then when I look at a company like Block in particular, which is a tech-focused company, I love the fact that they're going against what everyone thinks. Like to me, that's disruptive technology. That's going against the grain. You're utilizing and capitalizing on new technologies and helping to further expand those new technologies. Like everything I ever learned about stocks, mind you, as a finance major who interned at Wells Fargo, this is like, oh my God, this is the company to be invested in. And yet, because the powers that be, the people who make these types of decisions, don't understand it in that way, they then don't see it and they don't see the potential. It's just like they've been so wrong on so many other things that I've come to a point myself when I read these rating agency reports, it's almost laughable.
But what is Block doing that they clearly see that these rating agencies don't?
So the one thing that the rating agency kept on harping on, which I was like, false, absolute blatantly false. As you mentioned, it was formerly known as Square, which was named after sort of that Square credit card terminal. That's where and how Block was essentially making all of their money for so long before Cash App really started to pick up a lot of steam over the last 3 years. That side of their business is still very much existing, thriving. They're not further expanding it. They are instead expanding and focusing on different components of their Bitcoin business. Like something to keep an eye on is their purchase of Tidal and how
Tidal's a music
streaming service. Yeah. Music streaming service previously owned by Jay-Z. So like this is how Jack Dorsey and Jay-Z have begun to work on a lot of projects together. I am hard pressed to believe that Jack Dorsey or just the Block team is acquiring any asset without an eye on how do we further expand its capabilities, given what our goal of further expanding the Bitcoin blockchain and network is going to be.
So how is Jay-Z and Block using Bitcoin and blockchain technology to make Jack Dorsey the next Eminem?
Blockchain technology?
Exactly. They gave him an NFT and all that. But no, in all seriousness, like that's what excites me, because if I could actually answer that question in the right way, then I'm way too underpaid, and Jack Dorsey, you should have hired me months ago. In actuality, what I think we're about to see is a real major disruption to the music streaming industry with a lot of the work they're doing there. And then on the other side of it, like Dorsey has said so many times how upset he is at the way Twitter has kind of turned into what it is, how it should just have been made open source and you shouldn't have taken it public. You've seen, and they've suggested certain things like a an exchange where anything and everything can be sort of bought and sold. You're also seeing a conversation happening out of them of like a potentially brand new open sourced social network. Like if you think of it like that, and if they're even 10% successful in some of their endeavors, they're trying to take on multinational conglomerates in so many different industries that it's not going to be tomorrow that they have their Spotify competitor and their Instagram, TikTok competitor and their financial sector competitor. It's no, they established Square. That is now on lock. Now the next thing they're really trying to get on lock is Cash App, and then they'll continue to go step by step. I answered this way too seriously, I know.
Do you think, so I've been thinking about something lately, is that it like, and I don't, this is kind of a different stream, but whatever. Like, you know, in 2028, 2030, there's going to be a lot of new companies that pop up that aren't recreated, like fiat businesses recreated over Bitcoin. They're just going to be new sectors created on top of Bitcoin that aren't like exchanges, payment systems, you know, those type of things that we're used to seeing. Like Block is basically like a payment rail, right? Or you have, you know, Strike, which is kind of somewhat like a quasi, well, it's a payment rail plus an exchange. So I think we'll start seeing new businesses that will pop up like they did with the internet. And so it'll be interesting to see like how those business, I don't know why, I'm not even asking a question, but maybe
I'm loving this.
But
Totally.
I've been thinking about this for a while, that this is going to happen once everyone starts to really understand what Bitcoin is.
What are you saying, Sean?
You know what I'm saying, Yellow. You know what I'm saying.
Yellow's respectfully raising his hand. But
I have a question for P.
What do you think you are, Rusty?
Yeah. You're not
I'm hearing
rusty.
you.
No, I have a question.
Go ahead.
So for P,
Ask your question
P,
whenever you're ready.
this is
If you
me
have a
starting-
question for P, now's the time to ask it.
Okay, so this is
Yellow, ask your question. Go ahead, ask your question for
yeah.
Pete.
So okay, so this is me starting shit. Okay, but like, how do you feel that everybody's saying like, yeah, P is okay, but like Q is a shit that Q is like the man. Like P can like provide some AI generated like pics of like Shrek with boobs and shit, but like Q is where it's at. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's a fair question. First of all, I want to start by saying these are real. In both, they're not AI generated, and there's no augmentation there.
Do we need to tag Yellow before we go further?
Yeah,
Yeah, we should. That's a fight.
Yeah, that's
Tag
definitely
Yellow.
fine.
but yeah, I mean, look, it hurts me. It's the reason I actually joined the Bitcoin Magazine Live team. I saw a threat in the news desk at Bitcoin 2022, and I was like, yo, I gotta get in there. I gotta learn the moves. I gotta learn how to dance and figure it out. And that's what I'm doing right now. I feel like, yeah, that's what's happening.
Same question for Q, but like this is not me like trying to start shit, but like same.
No, I think it's
People are saying the same stuff for you, Q. You know.
if I admit that I wasn't listening to your question, is this a good time to say that or a bad time to say that?
Perfect.
Perfect answer.
Perfect time to say it.
Could you repeat the question, but make it directed at me this
No
time?
need. No need. Move along.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for throwing that in there.
All
You
right.
always ask the hard questions. Really dig in there.
So, Q, you know we're in a bear market, and there's rules to a bear market. Usually we have Yellow describe them, but he seems to be off on a tangent. So this evening, I'm going to ask you, in the bear market, you have to start a fight on Twitter. You have to build things, and you have to stack corn, but not particularly in that. What is it? Is it build, fight, stack? Is that the order?
Start.
Fight. Build.
Stack, fight, build. Okay, so three questions. One, are you stacking?
Of course,
2, are you fighting anybody?
always.
Who are you fighting? Who's been your go-to fight buddy on Twitter?
Fight Club.
I mean,
CSW.
I'm just gonna call him out point blank, but Joe Consorti is literally the most disgusting human being on earth for trying to pretend like he eats clean and then always drinking a Monster Energy drink with every single one of his seed oil free meals. You liar.
Good.
Love
Let
you,
the
Joe.
hate flow through you. And then whenever the next time you have a fight with him on Twitter, tag Yellow so that he can document it. Third, are you building? If so, what are you building? But keep in mind, if you're not building anything, it's still also required and okay if you just do a hashtag I am building, even though you're not building anything.
I am building, and I am just lay it on me. P and Chris give a shit about this all the time. I'm currently trying to set up. I don't have my own node, so we're building that. I'm that guy.
God damn. I don't even know where to go with that.
Hey, I have
And P left the room. P literally left. He was like, I can't be associated with him anymore.
That's actually, we did our last episode was with Pedro, retweet, who's had to bounce tonight, but it was an entire episode dedicated to node building and node running. So check it out. Be good if he was here, then you could ask him some questions. But are you looking at any particular node builds?
I'm trying honestly to figure out if I could set it up on an old computer. So I just want to do something like simple for the sake of finally having my own node because I'm that piece of shit.
Okay. And what software stack are you looking to use? So we got Umbrel, Raspberry Blitz.
Raspberry Blitz.
Raspberry Blitz. Okay, that seems to be the hardcore answer
Oh, really?
for software stacks.
To be honest, that's just the one that keeps getting brought up on the show. And I messaged Chris and P one time and I was like, give me your short list. And that was the one that came up consistently.
Do you travel often?
I travel too much, honestly. So full disclosure, like I'll share this. So when I got this job, I literally went to my dad and I was like, all right, I have a job. I'm going to leave the house. Or you let me stay here. And every 2 weeks I go off somewhere and snowboard. And then when I'm done with that, I just sort of come back and I don't have to pay rent and it will be really cool. And like, I don't know, it'll be dope.
You're clearly in sales. You clearly work in sales.
Agent.
Yeah.
But then the worst thing in the world happened. Not really. I'm so excited for this. I'm going to the World Cup. And when I got those tickets and started planning that trip out, I was like, this is going to be way too expensive. So I had to cancel. Pretty much I haven't traveled since Miami. I went to Nashville, but that didn't really count because it was for work. But I will be going to Qatar and then Iran shortly after that.
Where?
Iran.
Where did you run?
You're funny.
To like...
No, see, it's not Iran, it's Iran.
No, it's definitely Iran.
It's Persia.
Definitely Persia more than Iran.
You know what?
I'd rather you call it
Iran,
Persia.
and there they speak Iranian.
Iranian, yeah.
Can you phonetically spell it out for us?
Fuck you.
R-A-N.
R-E.
All right, Becca, how's his sandwich coming? What'd you make for him?
Iran.
Is he rapping?
Wrapping it up.
Yeah, it's wrapped up and on the way.
Excellent. Via carrier pigeon.
Carrier pigeons.
With their mid-air refueling.
Yes, of course. It's the turbo boost. All the way to Iran.
It's Iran.
Iran.
My guy.
Persia.
Iran.
Receive a bonus.
Oh.
Jesus, P.
Wow.
P, what do you do?
He's making a fashion statement.
He's ready to play some high school football right now.
He does. He looks like he's about to go to the gym.
Guys, I'm building.
He's building.
I like how he keeps a straight face.
He's very good at keeping a straight
Very
face.
amazing. I can see a clothing line.
All right. Since we don't have RD with us now, and he's sleeping. Marcus.
Sorry. Do you have a similar like swords like the bolts?
Sorry, I didn't understand. Can you say again?
When you cut your shorts,
Oh, of course. I actually have a little hole on the side so that I can just, pull the action through and then.
no,
it's
P.
like
Those are
down.
your underwear. We're talking about shorts, the things that you wear over the underwear. We talked about this last time I was in Nashville.
Like, did you put a window in the shorts so that you can expose yourselves for some windage?
I have a medical or like a neurological condition. I've never understood the difference between shorts and underwear, which is why I have to work from home now in the studio. It was a problem with HR. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, so please don't get up. Okay, don't get up.
All right. Marcus is our RD tonight. He has an RD question for you, Q. Marcus, if you're still awake and listening, could you get after that?
Hello, Q, and hello, P.
Oh, what?
Yes, this is my real voice. I have a question.
I have an
If the
answer.
meme factory would exist, and we all know it does not exist, which one of us would you mute? Who would you like? And who would you retweet?
I'm gonna admit that the one I'm gonna mute is really easy for me, but I'm gonna save that for last because I think I'll never be invited back on the show after this.
Greg?
No. Greg's the one I like.
Yes.
And to be honest, like, it is a toss up. I do love all the covers, but it's gotta go to Yellow. Unfortunately, despite his shenanigans tonight, he still gets my retweet.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna mute Chair Force because how the fuck does he not show up today?
Yeah, what's up?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, who did you like?
It was my second or third like ever on like 53 episodes.
Wait, but to be clear, it's Greg's Dos, not Uno. It's Dos I would like.
I mean, they're both up there. Having it out.
How about you, Pete?
I already answered this
You
question.
already answered this question.
Yep, he already answered this question.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
heard you
Sean.
already answered this question.
Didn't you already ask him if he was coming on the show, Sean?
Yeah, I was joking.
Sure you were.
Bye, Marcus.
Bye, Marcus.
Bye.
Sweet female voice.
Bye.
Wait, where's
Friends,
Marcus?
listening, I got to jump too. Thank you for letting me crash your episode, Q. And
I didn't let you do anything. You just behave.
Look, I'm trying to like be nice about it, but you're right. You were like, do not crash this episode. Just like try, like,
I've
nice.
sent
Let
him
me
like
have
8
this.
slacks.
And
Like,
he was
dude,
By the way,
get out.
before the episode, Q was like, "So P's coming to crash, right?" And I was like, "I didn't send him an invite. Should I?" And he's like, "Yeah, send it."
All right, y'all are amazing.
I
I gotta
am.
go find a real shirt
Thank you.
because I have stuff to do. But let's see if I can.
All right. While P's on his way out, Sean, you have a party invite to deliver, sir.
Yes, I do. I also have my clothes washing in the background, so if you hear noise, don't worry about it.
Gotta get the blood out somehow.
Yeah. Q, man. We got the halving coming up. Do you know what block height it is?
I do not.
Don't worry. Greg doesn't know either. Block height
840.
840,000. 840,000.
That would make sense.
So we got a party coming up. I literally talked to the venue. You hear that?
There it is.
My clothes are done.
Yo,
Oh.
make sure you get it, otherwise they're gonna get wrinkled.
Yeah. Oh, that's the washing machine. I'll have to put them in the dryer.
Oh, then you're
So, yeah, I wish those were mining noises. Okay, back to the having party. We got it coming on, going down in El Salvador. We want you there. Show up, bring your hair, Don't bring the weed because you might get arrested. But it's gonna be a blast. Honestly, it's a sick venue. And have you been to El Salvador?
I've not been to El Salvador.
Well, don't go. Don't go until the having party. Because then,
okay, you want to pop my cherry for me?
yeah, because then you can come down and it'll be a lot of people's first time down in El Salvador, and you'll be like, "Yo, this is crazy," and then like, "Yes, it's amazing," and there's gonna be some surprises at this party. Let's just put it that way. It's a year and a half out, and I already have some surprises up my sleeve. And I don't got a sleeve. So.
But are you going to remember that you left them there in a year and a half?
Yes. The sleeves are in El Salvador.
Got it. So that's where you left. You left them in El Salvador. But are you sure Bukele's not going to accidentally just go raid wherever you left it and put your sleeves in jail?
Yeah, but they're safe. They're locked up in jail right now.
Then you're good. You're good.
Yes. No, but honestly, dude, come to the party. It's going to be a blast. I know you got a bunch of other stuff you're doing. You say that you travel. Let's see if you really do travel. El Salvador.
Okay. Challenge accepted.
Okay. Challenge extended.
How difficult is it to pack all the decorations you have?
To do what to the decorations?
You don't like my background?
Yeah, man. It's like so imaginary.
You don't see the painting that I drew right here?
We gotta figure something out first though. Why is Yellow's mouth not moving today? That's the real question.
Oh, he's been running it the whole time. What are you talking about?
I'm on my phone, man. I'm on my phone.
Why am I looking at a static picture of Yellow?
He's phoning it in tonight, man. Now, Q, you've been super generous with your time, and you've endured my insults and withering questions. Do you have any questions for the Meme Factory while you've got us here?
Yeah.
Any day.
I want to know why. Well, first to the group, what is the meme that inspired you to start memeing?
Fuck off.
I was serious, but all right. Yellow gave his answer.
It wasn't a meme that inspired me to start memeing. It was the fact that the medium of Twitter is so much better at if you're on Twitter, you're going to get into fights, especially if you're saying anything.
Yes.
And memes were the best way to just dunk on somebody. So it's the best way to win a fight. You can just deliver a shit ton of information just real quick, bam, and it's funny, and people run away. And I internalized that because I had been hit with memes against me in arguments, and I was like, I need to learn how to do that. And that was it. I don't know about any of the rest of you.
Yep, I was doing it because the funniest people were memeing, so I just naturally just go to the funniest people. And
you know what inspired me? Companies like Coinbase. Coinbase is one of the best companies out there. You want a stock? Go try Coinbase.
Coinbase.
All right.
Joe Consorti.
I got one more, if I may ask. To Big Sean, top 5 all-time NBA players.
Oh man, we're doing this right now. Okay, obviously MJ, number 1.
Mary Jane.
Mary Jane. Then I'm going Kobe.
Beef.
Kobe Beef. Then I'm going LeBron. What? Yeah.
And they were all sponsored by Coinbase. Coinbase is the way to go.
I'm going Shaquille O'Neal.
That's my man. I knew I liked you.
Even though I'm a Kings fan, I'm from Sacramento.
What are you at, 3 or 4?
I'm so sorry for all the pain
Just one
the
more.
Lakers have caused
You're at
you.
4?
You are at 4 though.
I'm at
There is
4.
a right answer and a wrong answer at number 5 right now.
Come on, I know you're an LA kid, so you're gonna want Magic.
No, he's gonna want Kareem.
No, he's gonna want Magic, and I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna give him. No, I'm not giving him Bird either.
If you put Bird in the top 5, then I know you're just doing it out of spite.
Hey, Bird was
Bird is
nice.
not a top 5 all-time player.
It is.
Hi,
Larry
Yellow.
Bird is not top 5 all-time.
Hey, it's top 1.
Yo.
And you know what I'm going for? You know what I'm going for? I'm going for the chef.
Okay,
Hi, Yellow.
I could
Chef
My
Curry.
dad fell asleep on the couch, but I have a question for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Any day. You're muted in case you didn't know.
We're waiting.
They may not know they're muted. There we go. Go ahead and ask the question. We didn't hear it if you asked it earlier.
That was the question for Yellow.
And what was it?
What's the question? I didn't hear it.
Oh, jeez. And Yellow, how do you want to respond
Love
to
you,
that?
Yellow. Good night.
Love you too, dude. Good night. Wake up your father. That's for like a prank.
Is that what happened? Did Marcus fall asleep?
That's what it
No,
sounds
he
like.
always gets angry.
To answer your question, John, yes.
That's what's funny. Wake him up.
All right, Q. So, where can people find you? What are you working on?
Ooh. My Twitter is Q _ like the letter, not just Q _, literally Q _ LIKE, the letter, all of those words that follow suit. When I came up with it, I thought it would be intuitive, but I guess it's not. And then, of course, you can find me on the Bitcoin Magazine podcast. I am the one with the raspier, better voice, and of course, the way better hair.
Yeah, better questions, better hair, better shirt. It's not in tatters.
Thank you.
Better nips.
All
So
right.
wait, in the top 5, Allen Iverson isn't in it.
No.
No,
The
dude,
AI
AI took himself out.
When did AI ever win a championship? Never.
So what?
Could have helped if we could have put a tween team around him.
Allen fucking Iverson, man.
All right.
Didn't you guys lose to the finals? To
Steph Curry-
who was
Steph
that
Curry
you guys
didn't
lost
get-
to the finals in?
Steph Curry didn't.
It was Lakers.
That's what I thought.
It was Lakers.
Gosh, I hate the Lakers, but you know what?
I
It's
hate
okay.
them too.
I almost wore a Lakers jersey to this.
I should have said John Morant for number 5.
I mean,
Mary Kelly, number 1 player.
to be honest, you showed your hand when you said Magic because I know you believe Magic. Which, to be honest, we have the same top 5. I think I would put it in a different order, but
I
you
would
just
probably
couldn't-
put LeBron. I would put LeBron in front of Kobe.
Why are you yelling?
you're just.
I will put LeBron in front of Kobe.
It's you
When
want
I said Kobe, it just came out, and then I was
No,
like,
here's-
but I
here's-
really think
here's the
LeBron's better than
real-
Kobe.
the real top 5 that no one wants to talk about.
Stop yelling.
Magic at number 1.
Stop it.
Dude, don't even.
Stop
Don't
it.
even. Don't even.
Look, we made an AIDS joke
Then
earlier
you
in
weren't
the pod.
even
He's
born
allowed
in
this
the
now.
80s.
I was not. I'm a 90s baby.
Magic is not the best player to ever play the game. Come
Truly
on.
the most electric player to ever have a basketball in his hands.
Not only electric, but like he can heal stuff too.
Yeah, dude. He
Magic. Yeah, you can heal
cured
AIDS.
AIDS.
No, that was money. That was an injection.
No,
of
money cures HIV, but Magic
Sorry.
Johnson cures AIDS.
Sorry. Not to be confused with AIDSS, the group.
Good
that
night,
sponsors the second
guys.
show.
Good night, Yellow.
Yeah, I'm gonna play us out. Good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye, guys.